brighten the future.
Alhamdulillah, it gives me great pleasure indeed to be invited to say a few words with regard to what the Kulliyyah is now embarking, and that is road to 2030, creating a preferable future. This project is indeed most welcome. I am very happy to know that the Kulliyyah is coming up with this project so that we can really plan in a systematic way as to how we can achieve the desirable, preferable, commendable, praiseworthy future by 2030. We have another decade to go, inshallah. IIUM was not established for just increasing the number of universities. It was part of this idea, let's say, coming up with an alternative to the dominant secular higher education or universities, which were influenced very much by the colonial imperialistic ideas of the West. When the Muslim intellectuals decided that there should be an Islamic university in Malaysia, the motive for it was to create an alternative, an Islamic alternative to secularized higher education. In the secular model, the social sciences and the humanities were removed from any religious foundation or religious values because of the philosophy of secular knowledge, secular culture, and secular civilization. And this was something that the Muslim intellectuals and leaders could not accept because in our tradition, human knowledge, whether in the form of the social sciences, humanities, or natural sciences, were actually grounded upon faith in God, faith in divine revelation, faith in the promises of Islam to create goodness in this world and also to experience goodness in the hereafter. We decided to establish the Kulliyyah, which was the first experiment in the Muslim world and also in the world as a whole. The first experiment of bringing three different branches of human knowledge into one organization, one faculty. 88, 89, we started with this idea of having the three branches of human knowledge brought together into one organization called the Kulliyyah of Islamic Revealed Knowledge, Heritage and Human Sciences. The first in the world, the first of its kind in the world, where you have, let's say, where you have the discipline of Islamic studies or theology, let's say, in the West, and the humanities and the social sciences combined together in one faculty. That has never happened in the world before, neither in the West and certainly not in the East. But we started it. From there, I will come to three agenda for the future. Three agenda for the future that I think should be considered as we move towards 2030. So the first agenda is greater integration, greater cooperation, greater synergy, interaction between the academic staff in the revealed knowledge disciplines and academic staff in the human sciences and humanities discipline. So I would like to see this agenda being implemented through research, which covers or research which is interdisciplinary in nature, or even transdisciplinary in nature, research that is, let's say, based in some social environments which require the input of religious values as well as the ideas from the social sciences and the humanities. You have also to think of contributing new knowledge to society, knowledge that is constructed upon the coming together of these two disciplines of social sciences and revealed knowledge. So again, this requires collaborative efforts which would bring together the people from these two different worlds of knowledge. The second agenda is greater service and engagement, greater service to the Muslim communities in Malaysia, in the region of ASEAN, and in East Asia, as well as later on also in the Muslim world. So this is the second agenda, which requires involvement in community work, life and services. We have already started in this university this kind of engagement with the communities around in Gombak, and we need to strengthen this, to enlarge the number of activities and projects which involve engagement with the community. But I think we need also to go beyond our country, beyond Malaysia, to look at ASEAN as the new, say, platform for the implementation of this agenda. This is our contribution to the world at large. Our interaction with the non-Muslim communities is very important. And here, this is where we need to implement the prophetic mission of spreading rahmatan lil alameen, spreading mercy to all the worlds, and particularly the non-Muslim world. They need to benefit from the rahmah of Islam, from the karam of Islam, from generosity. So I hope our Kulliyyah can play that role through them by really implementing the mission of rahmatan lil alameen. So I would like our academic staff to think of themselves not from now on, not just an academic staff, but as an agent of change for a betterment of our society and also for non-Muslim societies. As for the students of the Kulliyyah, I consider them the future leaders of the Ummah. Our students are here to be leaders, not to be slaves, not to be a burden to society, not to imitate all the bad things, not to perpetuate the evil in the world system of globalization, but to become agents of positive change as agents of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you are the leaders of the future. And this is a very important vision of the Prophet ﷺ, who saw the adherents of Islam as leaders, not as servants. So they're supposed to lead, but leading with what? With amana, leading with integrity, leading with knowledge, leading with wisdom, leading with rahmatan lil alameen, leading with the desire to sacrifice for the good, leading after with ihsan, with the idea to do good beyond what is legal, and finally leading with love, with the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, loving the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So you, with that vision and mission in mind, you are not going to waste your time in this university. You're going to look at every minute as very important, contributing towards your leadership of the ummah, leadership of humanity, and leadership of the future. I foresee a lot of major crises, global crisis. Already we have one now, the unprecedented COVID-19 pandemic. But there is going to be more. Environmental, climate change emergencies are already with us. And that will create the ripple effects on other things, on other aspects of human life and societies. There will be economic crisis, social crisis, moral crisis, cultural crisis. And this is where your role as leaders will be very much required, because then you are going to provide the solutions for some of these crises. You're going to provide the correct values and the attitudes and the skills to be implemented by the societies in solving their problems and the crisis.
Together we make the world a better place. Forever expand the culture of IIUM is to realize the meaning of mercy to all.